like out ums and pauses, and it was miserable.
Yeah, I did that for a while. I got really,
horrible.
really in there, and it is not. Oops. We are live for another Thursday night Movies Are Terrible podcast. What's up, you guys? Welcome to the chat. Jay Wolfie, Mark McKeever, so glad you decided to stop by. I didn't see the notification go through, so I'm glad that you guys showed up. Joining me as always, well, it's been a little while.
Not always lately.
Joining me back from his house hunting mission, Caleb Miles. What's up, brother?
Dude, I missed all of this, and I missed all you terrible people in the comments so bad. I didn't realize how like cathartic and like mentally how much this show helps me, because I've definitely been all work and no play.
Love to hear it.
Miserable.
Love to hear it, man. How did the cross country trip in the snowstorm go last week?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm used to snow. We're going tomorrow to look at another house, and it's in the snow. But it's house hunting's horrible. It's especially horrible in a pandemic because, well, you're allowed to go in, but you're not allowed to bring a kid with you. Well, we live in a state alone, and we have a daughter.
Yeah.
So one of us goes in and looks. Then my wife will come back to the car to sit with my daughter. Then I will go in. So we haven't looked at a house together yet.
Oh, wow. So you meet in the park or in the driveway, and you're like, so what did you think about it?
Yep.
Huh.
And we only have and the housing market's so quick, we only have 30 minutes to look because that's how many people book.
Oh, wow.
So she gets 15, I get 15, and then we discuss after.
Holy crap. So yes, McLovin, we are live. And actually, I just now found out that McLovin is a fellow fan of Sean Chandler from Sean Chandler Talks About. Caleb was actually the one who got me that interview with Sean. McLovin went back and found it. He is, dude. He's the best. And then literally right after I got that notification, I saw that Sean was in the midst of a live stream. So hopefully he's finished that up, because I know like the thousands of people that go to Sean's channel. I don't want to take away from that. You know what I mean?
I don't think we're taking away from Sean's channel.
All right. Good. What's up, MN Comic Books? Patrick Stewart, Adam Cheney, King of the Hills 34, Abbas B. You guys are the best. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. If I missed you, I apologize. Patrick McCabe, Smiley, where you at? Smiley, Wooshi R6, Chief Supreme in the chat. Brian is not interesting. Disagree, Brian. You seem like a very interesting person. He says, what is your reaction to Kevin Feige confirming the role of T'Challa won't be recasted, especially since you were campaigning for the role to be recasted, and especially with Denzel Washington's son? That's a good question. I guess we can kick that off because I actually didn't put it in the docket. What do you think about Kevin Feige making the decision not to recast Black Panther?
So I'm assuming I haven't even heard the story, but this was always my assumption, is that the younger girl's just going to take the mantle, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think. I heard somebody mention earlier today that they would kind of like to see all of the secondary characters kind of step in and take the mantle, from M'Baku to whoever. What's that guy's name?
Which one's M'Baku?
M'Baku was the
big dude?
Yeah. The other tribe of people. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I actually really like. He's a super cool dude. I watched an interview with him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the guy, but from the interview, seems like a really cool, like intelligent, laid back guy.
Yeah. Absolutely. I like the idea of Shuri that you had mentioned. I also would like to see Killmonger come in and take over. I think that could be cool. I don't know exactly how you would do it, but they definitely both learned a bit about each other and about themselves from the interactions they had.
Well, and Killmonger, I mean, I think is, at least in my opinion, I'm assuming it's not controversial, is like the real reason you watched that first movie anyway.
Yeah, I agree. He was I mean, his character just had so much more to work with, and I think they've done a good job kind of like building him up. Plus, Michael B. Jordan's beloved actor. He's gets cast in everything, you know?
I watched the Fahrenheit 451 with him. Did you ever see that?
No, but I knew it existed. How was it?
It's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah, it came and disappeared like a match. It just burned out fast, so I didn't assume that it was probably very good. I see somebody, Whooshy R6, or they can just make CGI Chadwick Boseman. What do you think about that?
I'm always a no for that.
Yeah.
And that actor, it seems very disrespectful.
Yeah, we ain't there yet with technology, and I think it's morally questionable, regardless of what the contracts said.
Yeah, I just think of like, if I died, would my wife want to see me CGI on a big screen?
Looking all Tarkin, looking all like a weird cartoon character.
And that's kind of cool now. Like, if I could see myself as that might be worth it.
Yeah, you would say something like that.
That's like I always told her, if I die, I want to just be put in a giant like action figure case. And she could keep me in the living room.
Oh yeah, that would not be disturbing at all. You'd be a big ass action figure, bro.
Dude, we literally wouldn't even fit in here. I barely fit in my place now.
You're like that Grinch inflatable that we're gonna get to.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm like.
All right, so that's a great question. Thank you for that. I think that was a great place to start off the show. I think it's a little early to speculate. I'm very curious to see what direction they do decide to take that, though. Oh, our boy Ian Elliott Carter of The Controversy is in the chat. He says, CGI Tarkin, Caleb, flush your head. Oh, man. Oh, hey, hold up. I got a super chat. Sorry about that, gentlemen. Let's see. Wasn't paying attention. McLovin with 22 kroners. Last day of school tomorrow. Let's make it terrible. Oh, congratulations. I know you're going to be enjoying that little bit of Christmas break. How long are you out for? Let me know down in the comment section. And thank you very much for the super chat. Glad you guys brought that to my attention.
Are you taking any time off for Christmas season for work?
No, not this year. I need the money. We went big for Christmas this year, and I have kind of overextended myself. So
it's funny, I'm the Christmas guy. Love Christmas. I've only watched one Christmas movie this year, and I haven't set up a tree. No, our place is just too small with a kid now. Plus, she tries to eat everything, and I'm like, what if an ornament falls and it just goes right in her mouth?
Yeah, that's the kind of shit you don't worry about unless you're a parent.
Yeah, no, it really is. So it's like, it's very weird because the only thing I watched was Bad Santa this year.
It's a good one. Wow, McLovin gets over 2 weeks, like 2.5 weeks, 17 days off. That's awesome.
That's about how long I'm off work.
Oh, that's nice. So you save up your vacation time?
No, I don't. They're just giving it to me as a bonus. They're just like, hey, take it off and we'll pay you without even touching your PTO.
Oh wow, yeah, that's fantastic. Holy cow.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna complain. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I'll take it off. So, Tuesday's my last day.
So, guys, we are probably going to either pre-record a Christmas episode. We might go live that night. We're going to need to talk about it. I typically plan about a day ahead with the podcast. Actually, Caleb messaged me at about 10 o'clock this morning and was like, hey, dude, docket. Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess I need to make one of those. Andy is filming a Christmas movie review for the next week and then done with any work till after the new year. That's awesome.
Dope.
Yeah, we have a lot of great content creators that are members of the community, and I don't often shout out other people because it would just be an eternal list, but I do want to say that you should check out Random Andy's channel. McLovin's got a really cool Instagram profile, and Patrick Stewart is over there killing it with the first time watching Star Wars videos and more. He did a Q&A with the gentleman that he's watching them with, so you guys head over there and check that out if you don't already know. So Before we jump into the movie news headlines, what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, is talking about MMA and boxing.
Because that's what they come for.
Yeah, 100%. So we are basically starting the show off with weird news every week, and it doesn't get much weirder than, first of all, Logan Paul challenging Floyd Mayweather to a boxing match and him accepting. What do you think?
I think Floyd Mayweather does anything for money, and this is going to be a big fight for him. I think Floyd Mayweather is going to absolutely it's not even a contest. Like, Floyd Mayweather is going to just destroy him.
Logan Paul is a big guy. Floyd Mayweather doesn't have that kind of height and reach, but he has the experience and the record that kind of proves that he earned his place in the Hall of Fame of boxing. So I don't see it going any other way than what you said. I just don't. I don't know how it could not end in Logan Paul at least losing by points. I don't know. Do you think there's going to be a knockout?
No, there's not going to be a knockout.
Floyd Mayweather is much younger than Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. What is he, like? Maybe early 40, late 30s?
Yeah, I think he's probably. I don't know what he is, but I think he probably has to be about late 30s.
I'm about to pull it up real quick because I'm very curious about that. But yes, his heyday was much later than those other guys. So that's cool. I mean, it's all on the up and up. Like, this is something that is going to happen. He's 43 years old, so
he's older than I thought he was.
Yeah, he's no spring chicken for sure. I mean, Logan Paul is probably pushing 30 at this point, maybe a little older or younger, but yeah, I mean, this is going down. This is something that's absolutely going to happen. But then the other story, the one that's more interesting and catching all of the headlines right now, which has to piss Logan Paul off considering he's already locked this thing in, is that Jake Paul called out Conor McGregor.
Oh, it wasn't the same guy? I thought it was Logan Paul who called him out. No. I never know which one was which.
At first, that's what I thought. I thought Jake Paul was fighting Floyd Mayweather and then called out the other dude, but no, so it's the two brothers. And right now, like, if you just type in Paul boxing, it's going to all be this Jake Paul shit, because Jake Paul, during the last fight, said that he wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather, that he wanted to fight Conor McGregor, which is insane. And then he went on to basically make a video calling his wife a whore, saying he wanted to fight him. And then he started his Instagram profile follows one person, and it's Conor McGregor's wife. So is that grounds?
Kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. It's a
little funny.
Heavy troll.
Here's my thing: is that a dick move, and is it super dumb and trashy? Yes. I also just described Conor McGregor's entire career.
It's a really good point.
He's troll. He's trashy. Honestly, he's done way worse. He picked up that dolly, threw it at a bus, and got glass all over female fighters, including Rose Namajunas.
Yeah.
And some fighters got all cut up in it. So I don't like the Paul brothers. I still would want to see him beat McGregor. Does he have a chance? No.
Devin says she's a solid lost 6. All right. I see you, bro. I see you. Yeah. I mean, I Googled her. I was like, a 4? Dang, dude. But
I want to see now. Now you guys got me curious. So this is Conor McGregor's wife?
Yeah. Her name is like Dee Davis or some crap. But I would want to smoke him. But Dana White came out and was like, "There's no way this fight's happening. If anything, I'm gonna let him box. What's her name? Female fighter.
Amanda Nunes.
Is it Amanda Nunes?
Yeah, I saw something. She's gonna fight Paul.
I don't know. She said she's down. She would
beat the living shit out of him.
Do you think?
Dude, she would beat the living shit out of McGregor.
I think you're... Oh, wow. I think you're sleeping on the Paul brothers, dude. I don't fucking like the guys, but they seem to be taking it seriously.
So here's the thing is, I don't know nothing about their career. I just know that Amanda Nunes is the greatest female fighter of all time by a mile.
Oh, wow. Well, I've never seen her fight. I'm not super familiar with all that stuff. I love that Mark just now said, I guess I'm not hip to know all this gossip. It's not gossip if it's boxing, bro. That is some masculine. When you say gossip, it sounds feminine, but no, we're talking tough shit.
I don't know. When you start throwing in YouTubers, I think it brings down the masculinity points considerably.
So we can't be a drama channel. I guess we'll move on. First of all, I mean, before we do, no way that either of the Paul brothers are going to beat two of the greatest fighters in the history of their sports, right?
No. And McGregor's not even close to one of the greatest fighters of the sport, but
In comic books, Jake Paul beat a retired NBA player. Big deal. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So, anyways, we'll move on to some serious stuff. Caleb sent me a really good picture of a teacher, and this woman posted onto her social media, I guess, her ugly Christmas sweater, huh?
yeah, so she was a teacher or teacher's assistant, something like that. She's an older lady, and she posted a picture of her in her ugly Christmas sweater. And apparently, unbeknownst to her, which I believe, is on the side is two deers humping.
It's so good. It's so good.
So
Because she's just like completely oblivious to it. She's got a look on her face like if I didn't know that she didn't know, I would think that she was like super proud of it. And she probably was, but for completely different reasons. There it is, guys. I wanted to bring it up for you just so you could get a good gander at the sweater. I don't know how you overlook something like that, but to each their own, I suppose.
This reminds me of something my mom would do.
Yeah?
This is my mom in a nutshell. Like, my mom is so horribly naive at times where you're like, mom, like, no. Like, she's just completely oblivious to the world. And thinks she lives in this world of like sunshine and lollipops. That's like how she sees the world. And this is, when I saw this picture, I'm like, that's my mom. That's my mom in a nutshell. Right.
McLevin, that is a very Norwegian-ish sweater. He said the same thing. He said, that's my mom.
Yeah.
That is a very Norwegian sweater. Good for her, man. Good for her. I enjoyed that. Got a good kick out of it. So there's this guy, David Working. This is from the Huffington Post. David Working sued his parents for throwing out $75,000 worth of pornography. And I swear we talked about this.
We 100%
People are terrible. Okay, so now we heard about the case. We really weren't sure whether he was going to come down on the side of winning or not. And it looks like he is up for $75,000 for the destroyed property. A Michigan man who sued his parents for throwing out his prized pornography collection is now in line to collect a hefty reimbursement from them. Can you imagine as a 42-year-old man getting your parents for $75,000 for throwing away your porn?
If I remember the story right, he lives with them too, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, how would they have thrown it out?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to his house and throwing away his porn. And if they are, this dude probably has a serious problem and it was an intervention. You know?
Yes. Like whatever. Parents used to say, my house, my rules. Like that's a thing. You got to do what your parents say if you're living with them. I
don't care how old you are.
No. 40 years old. Let's just say your average person moves out at 20. 20 years of $1,000 a month rent, right? 20 times 12, that's 2,400. It's 24,000. I mean, dude, he owes them half of that back for rent.
Exactly. That's like, dude, that's like, I don't know. It's just unreal. Then, do we know if it was like DVDs or what it was? I'm assuming it was just DVDs.
Let's see. In the lawsuit, the younger Working valued the property at $25,000, but his attorney told the outlet that we asked the court for treble damages, which we believe are warranted, given the wanton destruction of the property. This was a collection of often irreplaceable items and property. He moved back into his parents' house after getting divorced in 2016. After he moved to Indiana a few months later, Working discovered he was missing 12 boxes of pornographic films and magazines. I'm thinking VHS, dude.
VHS. I mean, if they were like vintage magazines, there's some collectability in those. That's all I think. But still, even that being said, it's your parents. Who cares?
You can tell the decade by how much pubic hair there is, That's
what it is.
In other emails, he told his son that he was shocked by many of the scenes in the collection. This is the father, which he claimed depicted incestuous relationships, sex with minors and animals, sexual assault, and slavery. Well, that just takes it to a whole different level.
This just changed the entire conversation.
Yeah, I'm laughing, but that's fucked.
That's, I mean, all that shit's horrible. But did I hear sex with minors?
Yeah, CP, man.
So wouldn't that be illegal? Or I guess if they're pretending to be, I guess it isn't. That's probably the loophole.
Or if no body, no murder kind of situation, you know what I mean? Like, how can they prove what was on the videos if they've been destroyed?
Oh, true. Yeah, this dude sounds like a piece of work.
Oh yeah, not the kind of person you wanna hang out with.
I'm really shocked his marriage didn't work.
Yeah, right. I wonder why. Like, it couldn't possibly be his disturbing taste in porn.
Or the fact that he's the type of guy who would sue his own parents for $75,000.
I'm not gonna act like I'm above it and not look at porn, but like when I see this, like the searches of other people, like I was on Pornhub's top 10 of the year most searched items or whatever, and you see what's popular and you see how popular the incest stuff is, it's like, man, we are living in a society of just straight up weirdos, bro.
I don't get it, bro.
Not you guys. Any of you guys in here in the chat that, you know, whatever tickles your...
I don't know. If you're beating off to your mom, you're pretty weird. Just saying.
Yeah, martial arts film freak just got here and we talking porn. Yeah, well, you missed the boxing part of the conversation. That was very movie related. But The Father, we'll wrap it up on this. The Father, that you would buy and watch films depicting such violence is beyond pale. I have no words to express the depth of my shock and disappointment. Believe it or not, one reason for why I destroyed your porn was for your own mental and emotional health. I would have done the same thing if I found a kilo of crack cocaine. Yeah, I mean, that's just sad. It's a funny story, but then you think about the parents and it's like, damn, dude.
They were actually trying to help. This dude sounds like he was probably addicted to it.
How do we dox this guy? We got his name right here. Let's try to...
No, we're not doxing anyone.
Hold up. I'm going to look him up. See what he's about. How do we dox this guy? Just kidding. He might not have done it. How do we know? David Working. More like David Wanking. Yikes. Thanks, man. You can at least like pity laugh. You're on the podcast. Give me a pity laugh.
No, I'm not giving you a laugh track to bad joke. What's his name? Working?
David Working with an E though, not with an O.
Okay. Working porn? Is that what I search?
I can't. I mean, I guess there's other ones.
Yeah, who knows? I don't see a
right.
picture of him.
Whatever.
Move on to another story.
Yeah, I guess so. That was a good time. I'm glad we could talk about that. Oh, dude. First of all, let's talk about the Grinch thing. We'll wrap up the weird news segment with that freaking video. But so this is another one Caleb sent me. This is from Mail Online. Dad who ordered an inflatable Christmas Grinch for his daughter, who's 7, reveals family shock when it turned out to be taller than their house.
This thing's massive. It's like 40 feet tall. It's ridiculous.
What is that thing for? Like a town square or something. You know what I mean?
That has to be like a town square or something like that.
It's so big. And it says that there's more to the story. A generous father who spent 500 pounds on a Grinch decoration was to surprise his daughter was stunned to discover it was higher than his 2-story family home when inflated. 49-year-old man.
It's kind of amazing though, that picture.
Oh yeah.
Like I would set that up every year. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I mean if you got it.
Yeah, like granted, how about that you store that? Where do you store that? Because once you use it once, it's not going to roll up as much as you would like it to.
Like tints even are like a pain to get back into the bag. Oh yeah, dude. I would imagine that would take up probably my studio. You just roll it up and stuff it into a spare bedroom.
I mean, granted, the dude's house looks pretty big, so
yeah,
he got a spare Grinch bedroom.
Yeah, that's oops. I don't know why they would possibly sell something like that unless it was commercially, but these days you can pretty much get anything, I guess.
Buy anything.
All right, and this is my favorite story, and maybe this will speak to you, martial arts film freak. I see you in here. This really just has your name written all over it. So, China's... sorry, let me pull up the window here.
This is my favorite story by far.
It is so China's Iron Crotch masters fight to preserve painful-looking tradition. Iron Crotch Kung Fu requires a steel plate capped log that swings through the air and smashes into a man's crotch. All right, before we even dive deeper into it, let's take a look at this. You can have a lot of shit hit you in your crotch, but it not hit you in your unit.
Before we get into that,
All right, what do you got?
Please read the man's name.
All right. Wang Lutai is no ordinary kung fu master. The 65-year-old...
Wang the Iron Crotch is his name.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, there we go. Its most famous technique involves a steel plate capped log, 6.5 feet in length, weighing 88 pounds that swings through the air and smashes into a crotch. And I'm sitting here trying to minimalize it. Like, dude, you can get hit with a lot and it not hurt, but that thing could hit you anywhere and it's going to hurt. You're going to feel it.
Dude, so here's my thing. First of all, it would hurt, but I mean, I'm assuming he tucks his hips back so it hits his legs, not his...
Oh, yeah, I see. Or, like, it could hit your pelvis. It's not like if he was laying on his back.
Smacking him right in the junk, though.
Dude, can you imagine that if you laid on your back like you're giving birth? Do you know, like with the stirrups on? That would wreck you.
I don't know. It's just, it's crazy, man. Also, Iron Crotch is like the worst superhero name ever.
Iron Crotch Kung Fu. The distract is understandably skeptical about it until you see it. Dude, just kicking himself repeatedly. Oh, man. Worst Disney movie ever, says Mark. Yeah, I can see that. All right, here we go.
You're a little bit high. It looks like I can't see the video, actually.
Oh, with a brick, bro. Underneath. That's what I'm saying. It's different.
You got to scroll up.
Oh, sorry.
We can't see the video.
I don't know why. No, that's it.
Literally, we can see people's legs.
I see. Hold up. I'll restart it. Don't want you guys to miss this. Oh, dude.
Oh, that's rough.
All right, let me go back. I don't want you guys to miss the bricking. Oh,
dude,
my God.
Dude, that's not hitting his legs.
No.
Dude,
why?
The brick hitting himself?
What?
Dude, that's not legs. That's straight in the jewels.
I mean, how do your balls not explode? Oh! Why would you do that?
What's the point? Like, in combat, I get, like, you've learned to take a shot in the nuts, but, like, what is the point?
Oh, my God. Oh, dude. Nothing like watching a bunch of straight-faced old men just punching themselves in the junk.
Dude, that is... Bro.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know why you would do that. It's the craziest thing. Me and the boys on a Friday night.
Dude, I just don't understand the point.
It's insane. Like, why? How hard do you fight to keep something like that alive? Like, what are you doing?
I just want to see this in practice in an actual fight. Like, I just picture him running up and jumping crotch first, like with the Black Widow move. And, like, hitting people.
Oh, dude, I had a funny joke earlier. They normally are way better when you try to retread it. But I was talking to Caleb about this earlier, and we brought up the whole conversation about it. We did in text, right? Let's see. Masochist. It's so gnarly. Oh. Yeah, never mind. Probably leave that one in the text. I looked at the joke and I was like, "Oh yeah, no."
You're like, "Oh, that's probably not the best."
No.
I don't even know if it was. I don't even think you sent me anything.
Yeah, I did. It was the one about when that would actually be effective, like in what scenario. Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad, but yeah.
Because you remember the King of the Hill episode with Bobby?
No,
I don't
no
know
one remembers
you.
King of the Hill.
Dude, he took a self-defense, like a women's self-defense class, and the whole strategy he learned was, I don't know you, and then kicking him in the nuts.
I do actually remember this. I've seen this episode at some point.
Yeah, dude, that was a good one. That was a good one. That's what you do if someone throws out your porn collection, says Devin.
You just grab a brick and start hitting yourself in the nuts.
Oh, man, you guys are wild. I love it. I love it. All right, so, yeah, I guess we'll talk about some movie news now. It's been a big week. It's been a really big week for movie news. McLovin, 22 kroners. Thank you very much, McLovin, for the super chat. Meet in Pensacola Friday, 3 p.m. to do this, everyone.
I'm happy I live in Denver.
Yeah, no, he means you too, bro.
Oh, I got to fly out. I was like, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to get my nuts hit with a brick.
Yeah. Got to take a trip to Pensacola real quick. Jaron and our buddy Tyler Adams, the world's greatest CGI artist, up in the chat. What's up, dude? So yeah, it's been a huge week, and I don't even know how to tackle all of this. But first of all, I got, dude, it's just been a great week for news. There's just so many hilarious and wonderful things going on, and one of the ones that's kind of caught a lot of steam lately is this whole Tom Cruise controversy on the set of Mission Impossible. And in fact, I think this ties into the motherland Norway, in that Mission Impossible's crew put out a fire there a couple months back before they got shut down. They got shut down because of COVID restrictions. Yeah, Tom Cruise's film crew, this is October 3rd. Tom Cruise's film crew joined rescue work during major fire in Norway. So, like, they're out there doing the good work. Then they get shut down for COVID. They come back, they're working, they're trying to finish it up. A couple of the crew members are standing next to each other, looking at a computer monitor, and Tom Cruise flips out, and somebody starts recording it. So, did you hear it?
Or just audio? It's just audio, right?
It's just audio.
I never heard the audio. I actually saw the headline and didn't even read it.
I want to just get the audio clip. You remember the Christian Bale meltdown?
Yes.
That was a good one. I feel like that one was a little different, but let's see if I can. Oh,
I saw Christian Bale once. That was a small little thing.
I don't ever want to see it again. Ever.
According to The Sun, the UK tabloid who leaked...
Give me the audio clip. Yeah, dude. So apparently 7 of the crew members quit over it. And it's intense.
They were grouped up, right? They weren't like socially distancing and everything.
From what I understand, it was 2 people that were standing next to each other. Maybe there was more of it going on, but what specifically put them over the top was that. Okay, here we go. I think I got it now. You guys don't need to see it because it's just audio, but like a rock. Come on, get out of here. I don't want this commercial. I just want to hear the... Oh, come on. You guys going to do me like that during the middle of my live stream?
There's going to be like 1,000 commercials.
Damn, dude.
So to me, I mean, without hearing it, just based on this and versus like the Christian Bale, 2 totally different things.
Yeah, agreed.
We are back with Tom Cruise tearing into the Mission Impossible 7 crew over coronavirus.
There goes the copyright strikes right there.
Willing to take.
We are not shutting this movie down.
In a recording published by the
He sounds like Les Grossman for sure from Tropic Thunder.
Safety protocols.
I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. And if you don't do it, you're fired. And I see you do it again, you're gone.
Honestly, if
Go ahead.
like I'm totally fine with them screaming at people because I saw it was about them not wearing masks and all that.
Uh-huh.
And as someone whose wife fights this every fucking day and has seen a lot of death during this, yeah, I'm 100% on his side.
All right. I agree with him too. I agree with him. I think you can't verbally abuse people though. And obviously there have been circumstances leading up to this that increased his anger. He's probably, as executive producer, got millions of dollars on the line. He's probably worked his butt off. And like he says at another point in the audio, everybody in the world is looking to us right now. We are making thousands of jobs, and everybody in Hollywood is paying attention to what we do to decide if they can continue to, you know, make movies and stuff. So there was a lot of frustration. I understand that. It's just like you can get your message across. I think I heard Phil DeFranco say it best. He's like, sometimes actions speak louder than words. Just shit can those two people and make an example out of them.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what I mean? But that would have been the end result anyway. I do agree. You can't yell at people, but I mean, these people quit over it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like, is it better? They quit. So they quit on their own. Is it better to be yelled at or to be fired? Because I'll tell you right now, I'd rather be yelled at than fired tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. And then, but
yeah, my feelings will get hurt. Yeah, I still have a job. To me, firing someone is a lot more insensitive than yelling at them.
it is. You're 100% right. I just feel that if it were two people that were causing the problem, to berate the entire staff is a little bit excessive. I would be very curious because we don't have context, and who knows how many minutes into this discussion it was before the person started recording. What did they edit out
That's
before? Yeah.
With everything we see online, people be like, oh, can you believe this happened? And you're like, well, I didn't see the 10 minutes leading up to it, and I see 30 seconds. So I don't know. Yeah, so far, I mean, you probably could have handled it better. Not probably, you definitely could have. But I'm on his side. I'm to the point where I'm just so sick of the people spreading this shit willy-nilly, you know, and just not caring at all. As someone whose family deals with this regularly, I've had people die for me. A good friend of the show I don't know if he's out yet, but was in the hospital, you know, German Rifter.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone send your well wishes to him. Like, you know, there's people out here who are paying the ultimate price for this. My friend's grandpa just died yesterday from it.
Holy
so
shit.
yeah, those people.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. I can't imagine with those kind of stakes on the line. It's easy to be like, oh, you shouldn't get emotional. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to judge them too critically for it, or, you know, like I've never fucking flipped out on somebody before. Like, we are all human beings and it's understandable, you know?
Before.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie and say I haven't. You know, I totally flipped out on some people.
I'm afraid that I would bounce. Like, I don't know what would have to be on the line for me to take that kind of shit from somebody. I mean, a job, I guess that's a big thing. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he probably shouldn't, but there's people who are just not getting it, you know? And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's a dick move, but is it any more of a dick move than not wearing a mask and doing social distancing? No.
Yeah, good point.
It's way less of a dick move.
All right, we got a huge announcement. We have a huge story about the massive announcements from Disney Investor Day. It's very, it's a lot. It's a lot. We can't possibly go in and break down synopsises of all the shows. I don't even know if we have time to talk about all the shows and movies that were released. However, they came out with it, dude. Did you look at the list of programming?
I literally browsed it, but the thing that for me was most telling about this was the fact that Hulu, which is by far my favorite streaming service, is even getting better.
That's your favorite?
Oh, easily.
Hopeful M, I'm just going to tell you right now, you probably don't want to know the answer to that, but welcome to the podcast. I'm super happy to see you here in the live chat. She said, I'm incredibly late, but McLovin, meeting Pensacola to do what now?
Yeah. I think she would outlast us all.
Yeah, it's a fair point. So yeah, Disney had so many announcements for Lucasfilm and for Marvel. Those are the two big ones that everybody keys in on, that people are the most excited about. They also had Pixar announcements, just so many different things that are being brought to Disney Plus. And man, let me try and say it like this. Any one of these things taken on its own is incredibly exciting. I saw the trailer for Loki. I saw the trailer for all the Marvel shows. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I saw the trailer for WandaVision, and they all look great. But when you have a dump like this, it feels like it almost dilutes the anticipation for each of them individually and becomes something overwhelming as opposed to something that you're excited about seeing. And I don't know if that's the smartest move or not.
To me, you just described Marvel and Star Wars entire strategy for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
overwhelm the viewer. That's why I'm out. I'm like, I'm done with all of them. You know, I just don't care anymore. It's like, oh, you want to see a new Marvel movie? No, wasn't there one last week? That's how I always feel. You know, and to me, I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, I don't think the diehard Marvel fan base, and I don't think the diehard Star Wars fan base is going to get sick of it. I thought the superhero fatigue would have happened years ago. Clearly isn't happening.
I would love to watch all of these things, but I don't think I can. That's the thing that sucks about it, is like you said, if I wanted to be all in, it would mean that I couldn't watch anything else, and that's insane. My whole diet cannot be cheeseburgers and ice cream. That cannot be the only thing that I eat. And not to disrespect, because I do have love for both of those franchises. In particular, Marvel. Marvel's got a fantastic track record. I do agree that it saturated the market, but I'd never have felt that same kind of like, whoa, slow your roll, as I did with Star Wars. Like when Disney bought Star Wars and started cranking all these movies out, 2 a year or whatever it was, or 1 a year after they realized it was too much. It was like, slow your roll, come up with a great plan, and then give us that. Mandalorian ends up hitting. Now all of a sudden we've got 6 Star Wars shows in production. And it's like, okay, so each episode is 30 minutes long. You got 10 shows to watch. That's 300 minutes. That's 5 hours a week just on Disney programming. No movies, no anything else. And that's just, I don't mean to come down on the side of being negative about it, because again, I think all of these shows look great. It's just, I feel like they should be more of an event.
To me, so you and me, like, I'm sick of both of them, but I'm less sick of Star Wars than I am of Marvel. I had the opposite.
Yeah, I am
like,
on the other side of that.
Yeah, I flipped on that. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sick of them both. I could care less. I'm not going to watch anything they release anymore. But, which is sad because I'm like the biggest Marvel Comics fan. Like, I grew up reading all this stuff. In fact, my arm was almost going to be a Marvel Comics sleeve. But it's just, it's too, like you said, I have other stuff to do. I have a life, and I want to watch something else besides Marvel. Like, I do. I want to watch something else besides superheroes. So I like this stuff to fill. Blockbusters used to be an event. They used to be the summer blockbuster.
Right.
Now we get blockbusters every single month, and it's honestly the reason I cannot stand the blockbuster anymore. It's not that they're bad. They were fun when they were tentpole exciting features, and they were an event and visually crazy. Now that's just movies. That's every single movie you see is a blockbuster. And it's just, it's too much.
And now blockbusters are being released as television series and at home for free. It has become much less of an event. I did see, I think it was Jay Wolfie in the chat say a moment ago that there's only like one season. A lot of these are limited runs. And for me,
like that.
Yeah, I do as well. If you give me a 6-episode arc of Falcon and Winter Soldier, just something digestible. I just can't hang with 12-episode seasons of all of these different shows and expect to stick around for very long. But I don't know, like all of them look really great. I love the fact that Hayden Christensen is returning to the Star Wars franchise as Darth Vader in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I think that's fantastic.
It's kind of pointless though, isn't it?
To have him as Vader. Why would you say that?
Because he was Anakin, but like, the second he's in the suit, that's not Hayden Christensen anymore. It's never has been.
Isn't it weird? That Diego Luna? No, that's not right. What's his name? Pedro Pascal is the Mandalorian. He's never taken his helmet off.
Which one's Pedro Pascal? Is it the guy who played
Oberyn Martell from Game of Thrones, and he's the villain in the new Wonder Woman movie?
Oh, okay.
He's a big star.
But that's not weird to me. What's weird is the fact that this is the first time Hayden Christensen has truly played Darth Vader.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Why did they feel the necessity to, I mean, I'm fine with it, but why did they feel the necessity to grab this character? When you think Darth Vader, do you think Hayden Christensen?
No, but somebody might.
Do you think his voice?
No. Oh my God.
That's the one thing.
I cannot imagine the kid complaining about sand doing Darth Vader's voice.
Here's my thing is, I mean, I'm fine with it, but like, unless they're going to show his face, it almost seems like weird casting to me. And I'm one of those people, I actually don't mind him as Anakin. I don't hate him like everyone does. I just don't, unless it's like, unless they're going to show scenes pre-Darth Vader and he's just playing Anakin,
Yeah.
then I get it.
But it's too late in the game for that. He would have to. I don't know. I think it's great, and I feel like somebody in the chat I just now saw him say because we love Hayden Christensen, and I think that there is a whole generation younger than us that did have an affinity for the prequels. You know,
I am a defender of the prequels. I say story-wise, they are better than the original ones. They're just worse acted and worse directed. But I actually like the prequels. I'm not a prequel hater by any stretch. I get a lot of flack for this.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like, I'm just like, it's so weird to me because I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, I get if they were saying, hey, we're going to do a Clone Wars series and he's playing Anakin. Awesome. Totally get it. I just don't understand, you know. I don't know. It's a weird choice to me.
Yeah, it is. It's really. I never thought much past that. I suppose that with vocal modulation or dropping the octave down in his voice or putting that maybe they can make him sound more Vader-esque. But I think it's great for him. The man ain't done anything in a minute.
The thing is kind of sad because I actually do think he's a pretty decent actor. I think he gets a lot of unnecessary flack personally.
Yeah. He wasn't the problem. He was not the problem. But there's just so many things that are being released on it. And I'm a big Disney fan. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big Marvel fan. And I'm not trying, for me, I'm not trying to diminish it. I just wish there would have been some, instead of just opening the floodgates, just let it trickle out. But I guess the thing is at a investor day, it's not about releasing the news to the fans. Yeah.
Nope. This is about investors. This is end of the year investor stuff. Make
that money, Disney. Continue to buy up the rest of the world. It's scary. All right. Well, that takes care of that. That was our big topic for. Bah!
Whoa, what was that?
It sounded like a Hans Zimmer sting there. Boom. So, yeah, let's see what we're doing on time here. Oh, wow, this has been short. I guess we should continue to talk about Disney.
We could talk about other stuff. We could talk about WB.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. There's a lot.
Disney and WB are the only things that exist.
Dude, it is so crazy. So last week on the podcast, when you weren't here, we did have a conversation about the very beginning of this news, and since then, pretty much everything that I was applauding HBO Max for, I have had time to rethink it, and now I come down on the side of like, oh, they really screwed up because they let out this information, and they hadn't talked to any of their filmmakers. For those of you guys that have been keeping up, like Christopher Nolan has really been with Warner Brothers for 15 years. And in addition to that, he's one of the most acclaimed and successful filmmakers out there. Denis Villeneuve, he hasn't made a bad movie. You know, these are not just successful directors. They are very precise and acclaimed because they are very good. And Warner Brothers is an interesting studio that will let people have these pet projects and then things like the Joker, but then we also hear these notorious stories about the interference that they would have on the sets of other films. So I think they tried to keep the DCEU under really tight, constricting circumstances, and then they would let filmmakers outside of that kind of do what they wanted, and that was cool. So the original story was that Warner Brothers was going to release all these movies to HBO Max day and date simultaneously, theater and home market. Because Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman was so close to the wire, they went and they actually had negotiations with her and Gal Gadot and gave them each like $10 million. So they ended up coming out on top in that situation. But then all of these kind of back end deals with actors who may have signed up to get X amount after the movie made $100 million domestically or whatever, they're going to get a percentage off the back of it. So a lot of these negotiations are having to be done. And now Warner Brothers is in a position where, of course, they had a lot of leverage beforehand, but now I feel like they've lost their control because the public perception of it has completely shifted, and Legendary and Warner Brothers are having issues. I mean, it's a lot. I don't have a really great way to break it all down, but I know you've been paying attention. What are your thoughts on this?
So I get why directors are mad, because they're like, oh, they make money, residuals and stuff off of sales. So I totally get why they're mad. Can someone explain to me another option besides doing streaming? That's my thing is, I agree. I want to see Dune on a big screen. Like I saw Blade Runner 2049. Like I'm super. But if my options are, I don't see that movie until 2022, I think I'll take it on streaming. Or worse, something happens and then we never see it. I don't know. I agree. It's a crappy situation. 100% is. And I agree with why the directors would be annoyed with it for their vision, first of all, but also for their pocketbook. Totally understand it. I just don't get the alternative. I don't know what they would have wanted.
I think you bring up a very valid point. I tend to side with the artist 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100. But like you said, what is the option? Do you wait until 2022 and then have 5 movies being released every single weekend because everything's double booked and backed up? Or do you have to eat it? And at first, my first thought was, oh my God, this is going to destroy the movie theaters. There's not going to be any way that movie theaters survive this once audiences get accustomed to streaming at home. Now I think there's no way that this can be as successful as it would have in the theater. They're going to end up eating shit on all these movies, and they have to because it's the only option they have. So what do you think about that? Do you think that it's going to, in the next year, this is going to be a successful run and people are going to continue to want it to go straight to home market, or is it going to fail miserably and the studio is going to want to get their movies back in the theaters as soon as possible?
I think it's going to fail miserably for the first run. And I think, unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong. Unfortunately, I feel like people were already getting accustomed to streaming instead of going to theaters. We've seen that year after year after year. This is just speeding up the inevitable to me. We're going streaming for a long time. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it comes back. But here's the thing is, let's say we, vaccines, work, everything, we start open theaters again. You still have to get public confidence enough to where people still feel comfortable going out. It's not because it's like, oh, hey, you guys can go out, that the entire population is going to go out and run back to theaters. I just don't understand another option. Like, this could be a death blow. Yes, I agree in the theaters, but it's a death blow in a market that was, I think, eventually going to die anyway.
So from a marketing perspective, do you think Warner Brothers HBO Max made the right decision by releasing that shit the week before the Disney investors meeting, or should they have waited till afterwards? Because I feel like whoever has the last word, it rings the longest, right?
Maybe releasing that was good because they're getting backlash from it, and maybe this helps distract from it.
Oh, that's an interesting way of looking at it. And I could absolutely I could see that perspective. I tend to feel like, oh yeah, you're right though. But there was a bit of excitement towards all of the new DC projects that were coming out. I say all of the new ones. There's like a reasonable number, like 3 of them or some shit. And then Godzilla versus Kong, and that's I'm excited about each of these movies. Dune, can't wait to see it. Random Andy's channel, I am still in your camp. I am a big theatrical experience person. I also agree with you, Tyler, that filmmakers shouldn't dictate what we are able to watch it and not watch it on. because as consumers, we have the choice. That's the empowerment of technology and those kind of things. But I would prefer to see Dune in IMAX. I would prefer to have the surround sound all around me. I have a nice TV at the house, but there's just something about the experience where I tend to remember the movies better if I see them in the theater because I don't have any outside distractions.
Dude, honestly, so I was telling you, because I haven't been able to go to the theater, I watched Knives Out
Uh-huh.
on my VR on the Quest 2
Oh,
on
wow.
Amazon Prime. And honest to God, don't get me wrong, it's not the same. But man, I miss that experience, just feeling it.
So we talked a bit about that months ago about this whole conversation about moving out of the physical space and into the virtual space for screenings and stuff like that. And since that conversation, you and I have both got the Quest 2s. We both game. Well, we've only done it a couple times, but you and I have got together and we've done some gaming. We haven't watched anything on it yet. But do you feel any different now than you did when we had that conversation?
No, I don't. I still feel like going to the theater is by far the best experience. I feel like VR I'll take what I can get, you know?
Yeah. I know that I've went and visited the Netflix app, and I know that I heard that the Amazon Prime app is cool, but I forgot my login information and hadn't got around to it
the
yet.
Netflix app is like trash. It's like the worst of the apps.
Really?
Oh yeah, the screen's so tiny. It's like I might as well watch on my TV because it's like a 75-inch screen. I'm like, I got a big 4K in front of me. I could just watch that.
I do find clarity issues with the Quest. I know you can adjust lots of things and get really close to it not being slightly blurry around the edges, but I still run into a little bit of that. Is that my eyes?
It could be your eyes. It could be adjustments because there were a lot of things that I adjusted. I'm also going to get the Elite head strap when they finally put them back out, which I think is going to help a lot with that.
Elite head strap. What's different?
So it's not garbage like the one that comes with it. So it has like it's plastic and cups the back of your head and takes the weight off. You can even get one with a battery pack, which I'm going to do. It's $129, which is ridiculous. It's like half the price, $129, but it comes with a carrying case and it'll provide a counterweight, which will help you with that clarity. Because sometimes, even in your Beat Saber video I watched, I noticed yours was kind of hanging down.
Oh my God, it was so loose.
Yeah, that adds to the blurriness.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. I knew, but I had it on my head already, and I had the joysticks in my hand, and I was like, "Fuck it. I guess I'm just gonna rock with it." But yeah, as I was like rocking my head, the fucking things were flopping up and down. It was a mess. And then I saw Victoria play Beat Saber, and she's just like doing it with her wrist, like no head bobbing and stuff. I'm like, "Oh wow, you make that look so easy."
Well, that's the thing. That's not the point. So my wife played it because I thought she would do better because she has rhythm and I don't. And she literally like had her arms real tight to her side, and she was just doing like this. She did horrible though. She's like,
yeah, man. I really like that game. I think that game is super cool. So if you and I wanted to watch a movie on the Prime app, could we do that together?
No, we have to, I think, do big screen, and I think we both have to rent the movie.
Oh yeah. So big screen's a separate app.
Big screen's awesome. From the little bit I played around on it, so you have an avatar, you can turn to each other, you can watch movies, you can watch concerts. Really cool.
I might need to look into that. I definitely am digging what I've seen of the Quest 2 so far. If I have any like as far as a review for the Quest 2, it is incredibly playable. It's extremely enjoyable. It's nice to be able to interact with Caleb. Like we high-fived each other for the first time the other day. Like it was cool, you know? Go ahead.
The weirdest thing from the other day when we played Rec Room was being able to tell how tall we were in comparison to each other. That like tripped my brain out.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. But then some of the games, I've got equilibrium issues with certain games. Beat Saber, not an issue at all. The fishing game, not a lot of motion, so not an issue at all. That we were playing this hang glider soccer type game, and you're in a completely three-dimensional space. You can move up, down, all around, and I found myself spinning around in circles in the room trying to hit that ball, and I was like, Caleb, dude, I gotta go, because I had like broken out into a cold sweat. I had to go sit down. Have you had that?
You went through that years ago. But
Really?
he will get it.
You think I'll get over it?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's just, it's like, have you ever given a video game controller to someone like a first-person shooter who doesn't play games? They're like, oh, I feel sick. It's the same thing.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Okay. We got Geisha Warrior Abby in the chat. She said, "Hello, Jeremy and Caleb. What's up? You didn't miss much. Just everything.
She just missed what? Porn talk,
Mm-hmm.
Iron Crotch, Wang the Iron Crotch.
McLovin's giving her the lowdown real quick. Tony Stark said Sean Chandler mentioned you, Jeremy. Great work. Oh, cool. Let me know what he said. I'm curious. Leave that down in the comment section. Yeah. That Jeremy dude, go over there and tell him he stinks. Yeah, somebody hit me up about that earlier, Tony. So I need to hit Sean up. I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks.
Dude, I used to talk to him when I had Twitter, but now I don't talk to anyone.
You got off Twitter.
Yeah, because I got off everything.
And except for Facebook, because you have to have Facebook to use the Oculus. What do you think about that?
No, it doesn't bother me, but then my phone's been blowing up, so I had to delete the Facebook app with people sending me requests on Facebook. And I'm like, I don't want to be your friends. Just leave me alone.
The Pablooni, hadn't seen you around lately. Really glad to see you in the chat. Oh, Tony said, he said good things. I'm glad to hear that. I've got nothing but really positive things to say about Sean. He is an incredibly cool and nice dude. Like him a lot. He's like a family man. He's a good dude.
Super cool guy.
Yep. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. I'm glad to hear that. And then we have some My Friend Watches content coming out on Saturday. I'm going to release it early to my Patreon supporters tomorrow. If you guys do want to check that out. I know a lot of you say that you've got the routine of watching the My Friend Watches first and then the BTS afterwards, which makes a lot of sense, actually. But doesn't Holden release his BTS video, or excuse me, his My Friend Watches videos the day before? Y'all let me know in the live chat, Caleb. I'm not asking you because I can see it in your face. Like, I don't fucking know.
Dude, I told you, I don't watch anything.
Yeah, you did tell me that. You know,
I told you, I watch Martial Arts Film Freak. That's my cosign.
Random Andy's channel, $2 super chat. Thank you for that, buddy. He says McLovin mentioned you, and he said he talks to you. Yep, he's a good dude. Can we talk about the photo of you in the elf ears? Okay, so Caleb, there is a subreddit called Holden Hardman. It's r/Holden Hardman on Reddit, and it's a fan-run community and a bunch of really great people in there. They just are constantly making memes out of all of the stuff that we have on the YouTube channel. However, one of a coworker / friend of mine shared an office Christmas party photo of mine from like 3 years ago, where I had elf ears on. And I swear to God, nobody even notices the elf ears because they're so hung up on my platinum blonde hair, which you remember.
I do remember your platinum blonde hair. I've known you long enough when you had your platinum blonde hair.
It wasn't all that long ago. I think it was like 2018. And nobody noticed. I don't even think anybody saw the ears because, yeah, they were like, this picture is insane. This picture looks so weird. This picture is cursed. And I'm like, thank you. I guess. I don't know how to take that. I'm like, you guys suck.
That's like, there's a picture of me. I don't even know. It probably isn't existing anymore, but it was a picture of me in an ugly Christmas sweater in like a really cheesy family photo. And we had a giant life-size Ninja Turtle also in an ugly Christmas sweater.
Oh, nice. Wait, what kind of life-size Ninja Turtle?
It was like 4 foot tall. It was like a plastic one.
Was it
like from the 2012 show?
Okay.
And it's back when I was 410 pounds. So I'm huge in it, you know?
Holy crap.
And so, yeah, it's like, I don't even know where that is anymore.
Yeah, Geisha Warrior says we must see it. Agreed, 100%. It's been a week, you guys. It's been a week. I hope everybody has been enjoying yourselves and staying safe and healthy out there. It looks like we're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Things are starting to look up. There's the Pfizer vaccine, the Moderna vaccine. People are starting to get dosed with it. I don't think this is a process that's going to happen overnight, but maybe things will start to kind of veer back towards normalcy, and we can reassess and see where the movie theaters are at and see about this industry that we're all so invested in and that we all love so much. I hope that whatever the outcome is, it works best for the fan community, because I don't care about the investor meetings. I don't care about the big corporations at the top. I do care about artists like Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan continuing to make films because they have unique visions. They bring something very auteur into the world of film, and we definitely need more of that when so many of these franchises are becoming, commodities. They're becoming nothing more than ways to keep the shareholders happy. And don't get me wrong, there's still merit to a lot of it. I think Loki looks awesome. But I want there to be people out there that continue to tell weirdly specific stories.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there will be people who have them. I mean, film isn't going anywhere.
No.
High budget film isn't going anywhere. I think if Netflix has proven it anything, it's that you can make, even though I don't like a lot of their movies, they're not low budget,
No.
And so I just think we still are going to have a ton of movies. We're still going to have a ton of experiences. We just might experience them differently than we used to, but that's how with all like that type of art, we experience it differently than we used to.
Yep.
That's part of technology. And I'm sure it's hard to see right now, but if theaters fail, we're going to find a lot of benefits that we never thought about, that we're going to look back and go, oh, remember when the movie industry did this, and this trend that I hated? Now we don't have to deal with that anymore.
It's a good point. There will definitely be room for all sorts of different things. And that's a good thing. And it will allow for the smaller, the mid budgets, all those things to have a place. I fear that eventually we're going to live in a world where no two people watch the same fucking thing. And that's tough. Like, hey, Caleb, have you seen that? No, I hadn't even heard of that because I'm watching this other thing. And I'm like, no, I hadn't heard of that. You know what I mean?
You don't think we're already in that world?
We're getting there, bro. We're getting there.
I think we're already in there. Think about how often you and me are telling each other to watch movies because we loved it and the other hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
It's like 90% of our conversation. Hey, did you see this? No. Check this out. Watch it, and you talk about it.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting. I miss arcades. I miss video rental places and all of that kind of stuff. And I do see that we're going into a direction where our home becomes our entire world. And for me, that's not all that much of a change. I'm not completely opposed to it, but I know we need human contact. And that's one thing that I really enjoy about this podcast that we do. It's one thing I really enjoy about working with Holden and the crew over on My Friend Watches. And before we wrap this thing up, I do want you guys to know that there's going to be a lot more content coming out over the next couple of weeks, and the best way that you can help me spread the word is by sharing the content. We're going to do a Christmas trivia video for Christmas. Maybe I'm going to put it out the day before Christmas Eve. Got some really cool stuff coming over on Holden's channel. Make sure that you head over and check out my Patreon page. With it being the holiday season and stuff, I think a lot of people kind of had to duck out because money's tight for them. But that said, if you do have an opportunity to help small independent YouTube content creators, it would be greatly appreciated. Also, check out Teespring. We've got merchandise. I haven't actually ordered any of the like anime character shirts, but I want to get one for myself and Caleb so that we can wear it around because I think those are super cool. McLovin has a trivia tomorrow. Maybe he could send to you. Oh, that would be cool. Let me know. On another
note, I'm gonna be trying to get back into doing Caleb's movie corner. I really enjoy doing it. I just literally haven't even watched a movie besides Knives Out. Like I watched one movie since the last time we've had a podcast.
And you like Knives Out, right?
Loved it. Incredible.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that one as well.
What's his name? Who directed it? The guy who directed Brick and all that.
Yeah, Rian Johnson.
Love Rian Johnson. I know like he gets a lot for Star Wars, but like I genuinely think he's an incredible director.
He is.
I didn't really care about Star Wars, but like everything else, I think he's really good.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Well, thank you guys very much for stopping by to check out this episode. Caleb, always a pleasure, man. I was really glad to have you back. It's just not the same. I needed
this so bad to be back here. Like I genuinely miss doing this.
You guys carry on the conversation. Let's discuss this. You can also check me out over at the Discord. That's Movies Are Terrible on Discord. Many of you are already members over there. It's a really great community. Love you guys all for stopping by. And until next time, and on behalf of both me and Caleb, be terrible.